Hi guys, Keith here from the Sullivantastic YouTube channel. So today I was going to do a short video on the topic, so I want to become an online entrepreneur or start an online business. This was something that I started 3 or 4 months ago, as I said in previous videos. So when I started, I was doing lots of research, like most of you are probably doing. I read a couple of interesting books. One was Millionaire and the other one was Rich Dad Poor Dad. And there's some interesting points that they raised, which was you need to understand where you're going, what you're doing, why you're doing it. And there's some key questions that came out of that for me that I sat down at a very early stage to identify what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, where I want to be. So what I want to do on this video is just go through some of those key questions for you guys to be able to use and hopefully help steer you in where you want to go. It's very difficult when you don't have a specific niche that maybe you're a real passion that you want to get into. You just think to yourself, right, I don't want to be there, I want to be here. But what does that mean? So I want to become an online entrepreneur. I want to start an online business, but I've got no niche at the moment. I've got no real passion about a specific topic. So I don't have a particular passion about something I'm bringing to this venture at the moment. I just know it's something I want to get involved with. I know it's an area I want to develop and see where it goes. So for me and for you guys that don't have those specific niche that you're going to go, right, I'm going to come in, I'm going to sell beach towels or I'm going to sell socks, which some of the entrepreneurs seem to have made a lot of money doing, by the way. It makes it more difficult and you can get lost. As I said before, it's very much an emotional roller coaster. And if you don't keep yourself focused and on goal and on point, it can become very difficult. So that's what the objective of this is today, is to lay down some of those guidelines for you guys, as I've done, because it has really helped. But what I will say is at the end of this video, I will give you the one piece of advice that I've taken from a number of the research sources, from Millionaire, from Rich Dad Poor Dad, and a number of other sources. And at the end so please stay to the end of the video and I will tell you what that one key piece of information is. And it's one that I took a little while to figure out myself and to embrace. Once I embraced it, I'll tell you what, I'm starting to move forward. Anyway, so let's dive into some of the questions that I think are relevant for you to take away, work on, and to answer yourself. And everybody's answers will be different for different reasons. We all come to this journey for different reasons, different goals, different objectives. So let's dive in. So if you're watching this video, your question is, I want to start an online business or I want to become an online entrepreneur. That's why you're doing this research in the first place. As I've said at the beginning of this video, please stay to the end as I will give you the most significant piece of information about becoming an online entrepreneur or starting online business or multiple online businesses. So when I carried out my initial research a couple of months ago, and I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, Millionaire, reviewing a number of YouTube videos and other information on entrepreneurial sites, there was some key information that came out of that, and it's some lifestyle questions. So one of the first questions is, why do I want to start an online business or businesses? Very fundamental. It might seem a really simple question, but if you don't know why you're starting it, when you start getting to some of the difficulties and some of the challenges, you lose focus and you need to be able to come back and go, that's why I wanted to start. This is what I'm trying to achieve. So as I've already said for myself, I'm trying to start online businesses because I want to just generate a second income. Also, I enjoy technology. I enjoy the online environment and community. So while I'm playing around and dabbling with that, I'd see if I can generate some income from that. But for others and for yourself, it might be a case of you don't want to work for anybody else, you want to work for yourself. And the whole reason, or you might have a niche that you go, do you know what, I've found something that's not out there at the moment and I want to put it out there. but be very clear on why you're trying to start an online business. Again, so this feeds into, do I want this to become my main work activity or just a sideline hustle for a little extra cash? For me, it's just a little bit of a sideline hustle and a little bit of fun. I'm not into football, I'm not into sort of being out on sports, etc. So rather than spending maybe a Sunday afternoon watching football, I'll spend a Sunday afternoon working on the internet or doing something like this. But again, you need to understand, why are you doing this? What do you want from it? Very, very important question is, what am I prepared to give up or sacrifice to achieve this goal of starting an online business? As a side hustle, I'm not prepared to give up or sacrifice massive amounts of time, financial resources. But if this is something that you want it to become your main business, you may have to give up the party lifestyle for a time. You may have to give up going out and buying that luxurious car or the really expensive holiday, or upgrading to the new iPhone or Samsung, to use that finances to maybe fund a website or to go and get some membership to a software service. Again, you need to understand what are your limits? What are you prepared to sacrifice to achieve the goals that you're setting for yourself? And then, what resources do I have to start with? So resources definitely include your time, money, IT equipment, and others around you that maybe have information that you don't have, that you need, knowledge. But one of the questions you'll be asking yourself is, maybe I don't have much in the way of money or funds, so I can't start. But look at what you do have. It's very much a glass half full rather than half empty. What resources do you have? You have lots of time. So use the time, but use it wisely. For your recording, if you're doing a YouTube, you might be, I need to go and get the most expensive camera. No, you don't. I'm sitting here using my Samsung mobile phone, a laptop, and a £30 lapel mic to get started with. So understand what resources you have and what you have available to you. So let's start looking at my objectives. So just a brief statement. Starting any business does not happen overnight. Any of these entrepreneurs and online business gurus and mentors that sit there and say, we went from Monday morning with nothing to Tuesday morning earning a six-figure salary, it just doesn't happen. It takes planning, research, time, resources, focus and commitment. And at the moment, you're watching this video because you're on the research and you're trying to understand how to get into that online business journey. So you need to look at goals and objectives. So because it is, as I've said before, it is an emotional roller coaster, and it can be an emotional roller coaster really quickly. How do you know if you're progressing? So it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're working towards saving for a holiday, if you're wanting to start an online business, you need to make progress. You need to be able to gauge that progress. So the only way to be able to gauge any progress is to have something to measure against. So for argument's sake, if you wanted to go on a holiday, you've got to save £3,000, and you say to yourself, well, okay, over the next 3 months, I need to save £1,000 a month, or over 6 months, £500 a month. If you know in the first 2 months, over a 6 month period, you've saved £1,500, then you know you're in front of your objectives. I know it might sound silly, it might sound obvious, but sometimes you don't realise how important this is. To be able to gauge your progress so that you can see that you are making progress. Because there are occasions when you look at lots of things that you've done, you go, well, what have I done? What have I achieved? So hopefully you now know why you want to start an online business. And you've made some assessments of the resources that you have at hand to start with. Now you need to start thinking about realistic goals to get from where you are now to where you want to be. In all of this, I should have said at the beginning, was I would write this down, and I'm going to do a future video on sort of collating all your information, collating your notes, collating your thoughts, But write this down because this is something you need at hand. It's something you're going to review quite regularly. So you've now set your objectives. Why are you trying to start an online business? What are you prepared to put into that online business, online activity? What are you prepared to sacrifice? What resources do you have available? Don't focus on what you don't have, focus on what you do have and try and use those resources to get yourself started. It's a bit of a snowball effect. Once you start getting rolling, you then can get some income, you then can invest that income back into what you're doing to get better resources. You've now set your goals and you've said, right, over the next period of time, this is what you want to achieve. And you've got something to measure yourself against. So, what is the most important advice? But before I give you the most important advice, what I would like you to do, if you've enjoyed these videos and you find them of use, is down below, subscribe, like the thumbs up, and press the little alarm bell. But also add comments. Please provide comments if you're finding this information is not very good. As I've just said, this is about you, the audience. I'm trying to add value to you spending time watching my videos. It's difficult without feedback. It's like that feedback loop. If you give me the feedback, I can then add the content, adjust the content. But I've started and it's been difficult, and I want for you guys to take that information and learn some of the tips and tricks quicker than it took me to learn, to get you focused and in the direction that you want to go. So, big drum roll. What is the most important advice that I can give you and that any other entrepreneur or online person can give you? One word: start. On all the research that I have undertaken, the real key point that everybody has been saying is start. You look at some of the big YouTubers that I've been looking at and reviewing, right? And you see them and they'll go, do you know what, we're making 6-figure salaries, or making 6-figure revenues, we're doing this, we've got that, I've got the fantastic lifestyle. But do you know what? They started with one video. They sat down one day and they posted one video. And then the following day, they posted a second video. And then another bit, then they posted 3 videos. And like my YouTube channel, the first video was probably awful. Second video was probably awful, but just a tad better. And a really good saying, and I do like my sayings, is you have to be in the race to win the race. Or I was watching a YouTuber the other day, and he was saying, do you know what? If you hang around a barber shop long enough, you get a haircut. So you have to be in it to start it. So you look at the quality of some of my videos, they're not great, right? And I'm very wooden at the moment, but I'm starting, and hopefully you'll see very quickly the videos progress, becoming much more relaxed, but I've started. The website, I wanted to figure out how a website works, how a domain works, and log in a domain. I started. The most important thing is start. Thank you for watching. I hope you found the information useful, and I hope it helps you to succeed in whatever venture is that you're trying to undertake. And as I said when I was doing the slides, you are my audience, and I want you to get value out of what I'm trying to do. So please do give me your feedback, please give me comments, so that you might find that there's some additional information that I may have missed. More than happy to maybe re-edit the video at a later stage and put more information out there. But let me know how you're getting on. Let me know what you struggle with. Let me know what you're finding difficult and what helps keep you on point, or what doesn't keep you on point, what you find frustrating. One of the things I'd like to do, and I'll be doing in future videos, is sharing other resources. There's lots of good information that I'm coming across, be it free websites, information. I'm trying to start with very limited budget on this, so you'll see that I'm using a lot of the free software. a lot of the free information to try and generate this until I start generating income, and then I can put back in and start using that income to fund what I'm trying to do. But I'll be doing some future videos on resources, screen recording software, other type of resources. I'm also going to be trying to produce a video on making sure that you keep track of your notes, keep track of your thoughts, keep track of information. Again, one of the other areas I struggled with is you become overwhelmed with all the information that's out there. And most of it's useful, but when you want it, you can't find it. And it's a way of trying to track all that information. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much.